Hello everyone, and welcome to today's workshop. Kindly allow me to introduce today's speaker, Tony Tiu. Tony Tiu is the founder and CEO of Renewables in Africa, a clean energy engineering company, and also a media platform whose mission is to bring back power to the continent of Africa. Tony previously worked for a decade as development engineer, project manager, lead consultant, and business development manager in several companies in the automotive and the renewables industries. Through Renewables in Africa, Tony provides project origination and development together with market insights to projects in different countries in Africa, among which Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon, Mozambique, Botswana, and several other emerging markets. Tony is a regular technical expert in the BBC Africa show, Questions d'Agenda, and has also featured in the US broadcasting stations Voice of America and Emerald Planet TV. Tony is the author of The Wind Industry Outlook in Africa, a book that was released in November 2017 and has actually won multiple awards, including African Leadership, Impact Investing, and being nominated as one of the 50 top influential African and Afro-Caribbean leaders in the UK in 2018. Tony has been in several speaking engagements, conferences, and programs, some which include Africa Impact Investing Leaders Forum, which was held in October 2017 in London, UK. Africa Trade and Investment Global Summit, which was held in June 2018 in Washington, DC. Clean Energy Africa, which was held in April 2017 in Accra, Ghana. Global Emerging PV Finance Conference, which was held in June 2017 in London. Africa Utility Week, which was held in May 2018 in Cape Town, South Africa. And most recently, Davos Energy Week, which was virtually held in January this year. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Tony Tiu.
Okay, that's great to hear that. So first of all, can you all hear me? So yeah, if you just, yes, I mean, type in the comment box so I can see that. So it was great to see everybody and great to see that you guys are around. So you can hear me, right, or watch, yeah? Everything is okay?
Yes, Tony.
Okay, that's great, guys. So a pleasure to have you here. So we're going to have a fantastic time together, a little bit less than 90 minutes, but I'm hoping that you'll be able to learn quite a few things. And at the end, we're going to be taking some questions, right? So if you have questions, just pop it down there. Feel free to type any question in the comment box. So my team will definitely keep an eye on it. So when we come to the question and answer, so I do my best to answer them, right? So I'm going to take you through a presentation. So let me share my screen right now so that we can go down to business, right? Okay, before we jump into that, I'd like to give you an idea of what we're going to be learning, right? So you're going to be learning about how can you get industry insight and become knowledgeable? How do you acquire the right skill? Yeah. So that would be great. I'm sure that's what you're looking for. How do you get confidence to start your own project and how you can also structure that, right? And obviously attracting money. That's what people are always looking for. There is something very special in the end for people that are very interested to jump into the into this journey, into this industry. But let me carry on. So first of all, I'm probably going to ask you, why is it so important for you, right? So the reason it's important for you to attend this workshop is because if you don't have the right knowledge, you're going to be making lots of mistakes, and that's going to be costly for you, right? And also, when you're getting started, it could be quite overwhelming because you don't necessarily know where to start. Clearly, renewables, it's a booming market with lots of opportunities. And if you're looking to become an entrepreneur these days, it's one of the sure way. And I know when we talk about entrepreneur, the question is always, can we really make money out of renewables energy, right? And the answer to that is definitely yes. I think the picture that you see there, that's a couple of YouTube videos, because you know we have a YouTube channel we're regularly posting, and hosting some videos there for you to get information, where I've highlighted a number of people that have done extremely well. You want to look, for example, the top 7 billionaires. I don't know if you knew that, yes, we have billionaires in renewables energy, and also telling you which one of, for example, the African billionaire is interested into solar, to give you an idea. And this last one, what is quite interesting, if you don't know about BlackRock, that's like the largest private fund in the world, right? An American company. They recently launched a 5 billion fund just to fund project and project developers, right? And they're looking for people that are setting up a project and they want to support them. That's just to give you an idea, to say that yes, there is money around and you can make a lot of success in this industry. Now, I wanted to give you as well an idea of the kind of opportunity we're talking about here, just to show you how connected it is to the ground. It's not just a wish list, right? So I don't know if you know, but this graph is showing that close to 80% of businesses in Africa are actually struggling with electrical outages, right? And I'm sure you're not surprised to hear about that. But what is even more interesting is that 50% of them, more than 50% of them actually, we use a generator. Again, I'm sure I'm not surprising you here, right? Maybe you didn't have the figure, but this is something I'm sure you've guessed or maybe imagined by yourself. And when we're talking about diesel, what you need to know is actually the cost of diesel, it's about 3 times the cost of the grid tariff in general, right? In most of the countries in the continent. So you can already see where the issue is. So lots of businesses are struggling with energy cost, right? And they can't really keep up. And it's clearly affecting them, because when you have a low grid electrification, clearly it's affecting businesses, it affecting the industrial base. So it has an impact in the job because you can't recruit more. In fact, you actually have to let go some of the people because you can't meet your margin that you're looking. And you create that sort of vicious circle that I've shown here. You know, from the low job, you go to low rising income, people are struggling, lower consumption because people can't keep up with the grid tariffs, so don't pay. So the grid company, basically the utility, they have problem and so on and so forth, right? And this is what we're saying. We want to turn it into what we say, a virtuous circle, because when you're able to provide electricity, company can then do their business, right? Produce their product or deliver their service, right? It means that industry can grow, they can recruit people, we can have better productivity, and people can afford to pay, right? So you can see a little bit the idea here. So that was just to highlight one opportunity that you have. Now, if we're talking about stepping into this sector, I'm sure there are a number of challenges that you are seeing, and I've listed some of them. You don't know necessarily where to start from, right? That's normal. So one of the key things that I keep on seeing is, I don't have the right technical skills. Again, there's one of my YouTube videos where I'm talking about that as well. So you want to make sure that you go to Renewables in Africa channel. So my team in the comment box will give you a number of links. So there's a link here to subscribe to our YouTube, right? As well as that, people saying, I don't have enough support, right? Finance is not there, I don't have the right relationship. That's the kind of issue people are usually talking about. So I thought the best way to do that for me is to give you an idea of how I started, because it's fair to say that I didn't always work in the renewables energy. I used to be an automotive engineer. In fact, I used to be part of this organization called the AFB UK. It's for Association for a Black Engineer in the UK, right? That's just a picture of them when they had a reception at number 10 Downing Street here in the UK. And this association used to organize conferences, right? And one of them we organized back in 2008 was the electrification of Africa. And this picture is the one that changed my whole career and my whole life, because at that conference, that was the first time I came across the real problem. I understood the scale of the issue, right? When I saw that the African continent was the only one that was almost kept in the dark, obviously it shook me to the core, right? Because I grew up in Cameroon. You see on that picture, a picture of me and my classmates. So you see the arrows. in yellow, that pointing where I am, I'm sure you wouldn't have guessed it. Can you see how handsome I was at that time? So in a nutshell, when I grew up there, I didn't really realize it because that was my environment. You know, I didn't know anything different. So that was kind of normal. Obviously, when you travel and you get confronted to a different set of reality, then you understand, okay, I can see there is something wrong and unfair here. And the thing is, it actually really concerned me at the time, right? And I thought, no, I can't just let it go like that. I need to be able to do something about it, right? Contribute so that young people behind me don't have to suffer from it. So clearly what it means, we need more power in the continent. The question becomes, which power you want to go for, right? So I'm not going to talk to you about here climate change because we're all aware of what climate change is all about, right? So do you want to have more fossil fuel or more renewables? Obviously, I'm from renewables in Africa. You understand which one I'm choosing. However, the situation currently, right? So this picture, yes, is back in the days, 5 years ago, but I don't think it's very different at the moment, right? In sub-Saharan Africa, for example, what this picture is showing is 73% of Africa power capacity is still very much fossil fuel, right? And we need to turn it into more renewables energy because we believe that it's cost competitive, faster to build, and cleaner. And clearly, there's a market. People will want to have more renewables energy, more and more, right? And that's a good thing. So this is how it all started for me. When I realized that, the scale of that issue and where we were, so it's almost like you can close your eye and pretend that you've not seen anything and carry on in your life, but it's difficult just to be, let's say, okay and happy with your conscience, right? For me, I decided to do something about it, right? To give to my life, right, and my career a new direction, right? I took a big decision that I wanted to do something, contribute. So I felt happy, yeah? It was sort of relieving, yeah? But once you've said that, now you start having a number of questions come in your mind, right? You start asking, these questions. So where can I find the information? Am I smart enough? Do I have the right skill? It is not just a way for me to feel proud, a vanity project. What if I fail? So some of you would experience the same kind of questions, I suspect, right? So, right. So, but I was determined to some extent. I was determined to do something and to explore, right? So the good thing about being an engineer, so we know how to, work out solution for problem, right? I sort of decided, okay, I need to get to the position where I don't know anything to I know enough about this topic to see where I need to go. I've dived into things like Google, YouTube, the Google YouTube University, right? The books. I was reading everything and anything because I needed to know things about it, right? I invested in myself. I invested more than £50,000 overall short of time. Yes, guys, I have to be true with you, guys. It costs money because you can't just say, hey, I want to get there and hope that all of a sudden everything will turn up for free for you. No, right? So I had that. So approached a number of company. I was rejected, right? But I needed to find an opening. And I had an idea. I had sort of an aha moment. So I started asking myself this question. What if I can actually work for myself, create my own job, make my own opportunity? Because this is also good for you to know. So I wasn't always thinking about being an entrepreneur. No, that wasn't my idea, actually. In fact, initially, I was going to have just a traditional career, right? It's just like, you're coming across challenges. You start thinking, okay, what should I do? So now I want to keep going because I think there was something there for me. So yeah, but I figured out that, okay, I need to have a plan, right? Because from where I am and where I want to go to, I need to figure out what's the pathway. What's the sat nav is telling me. So I came up with this plan, which I summarized for you, right? So I decided that, okay, if I now become strategic and join a company that has a large energy department, right? From that company, obviously I'll start working as an automotive engineer, but looking at making a move, transversal move into energy sector. And from there become so knowledgeable, so that I can help them to create a renewable energy department if they don't have one. And fortunately, in that company, they didn't have one. In fact, I knew that because I've done my research before, right? And then if you become the go-to guy when it comes to renewables energy, right? You can convince them to, work on opening a new account, a new department, and then obviously use then the reputation of the company to build your network and engage with experts from the field. Because when they know that you're coming from such and such company, all of a sudden they open the door for you as opposed to Mr. Nobody, right? That's what I did, right? And long story short, so later on, I decided to go my own way, probably because I reached the end of that journey and the company wanted to go one way and me, I wanted to go another way, which was obviously carry on in the renewables energy, right? And I decided to set up my own company into the renewables. So this is what I did. So for those of you who don't know where to go, where to start, they're not in the industry, that's a pathway that you can follow, right? You can do that. Feel free to take a screenshot because, by the way, we're not going to be sharing recording unless obviously you want to pay something for it, because we've done it on purpose, because it's only people that are determined that we go and get the recording. That's the way we decide to do it. What I want to tell you is, in that step-by-step process, right, there is a caveat though, is that it takes many years. Yes, it takes many years, guys. So it took me 6-7 years, if not a little bit more. So if you want to follow that, that's what you need to know. So I'm going to carry on, but I want to say that I'm going to take some example to illustrate what I'm here to demonstrate to you. I'm not saying that automatically this will work, right? Like a miracle. No, you still need to do hard work and smart work and be persistent to get things to work, right? However, those examples have worked in my case, and I believe if you use them carefully, if you take advantage of that, you take inspiration from that, yes, there's a good chance as well it works for you. Okay, some of you, I believe, will not have seen me before, right? And that's okay. So I thought I'm gonna give you a little bit of background about myself. I know Oluoch has been presenting me at the beginning, but I wanted to give you a bit more about my own track record, because I guess a few people have not seen me, right? So if you've not seen me before, just type me. I can see that on the chat, just to see who has actually come across me before, who's not. Can you quickly say that? Okay, let me just check, because I want to see. Okay, guys, because okay, I can see people have been introducing themselves. Excellent, great. Me. Okay, Priyal Tal has not seen me before. Hey, Priyal, thanks for joining. Yeah. So basically, a bit about my background. So I've been in the sector for more than a decade now. So I used to work for a company, and I was running, as part of what I did, a team of engineers that were doing commissioning, right? So we commissioned 10 solar plants, and for big companies, one of them was the biggest company at the time for solar, was Sun Edison. I'm sure some of you would have heard of it. Yeah, I've also worked with a number of projects across the continent, and I've also been training some professionals in the sector. You can see a picture of me there, training I did in South Africa, Cape Town, right, some time ago. So yeah, and also very recently, actually, last month, so I was featured in Sky News, right, because they launched a program talking about renewable energy in the wake of the COP26, which is going to be in Glasgow, and obviously they ran a feature about me. So I'm sure you can find the link, and if not, Brian from my team can send you the link of that video. So if he has it, we can send it later. So not only that, not only Sky News, BBC as well. So I have been a contributor for some of their program, right? So you can see a couple of pictures there. And also very recently, early this year, did an interview, participating in a program with Damilola Ogumbi. So that's from SC4O. I'm sure you know her. So that's to see her from SC4O. So beside that, yeah, that's me. Again, for Egyptian TV, and I was interviewed there. I've done a radio program, Yeah, so participated in a number of industry conferences. You know, that's the book that I released. Oloch, as I mentioned, that was back in 2017. What else? Yeah, so I've engaged with a number of stakeholders. That's the Minister of Infrastructure in Rwanda, this lady from Exim Bank in the US. And yes, I've also attended Davos Energy Week in January 2021. So you could see there's a number of things that I've done, right? So that was just to give you a bit of background. That's for people that don't know me, and it's just fair for me to at least give you an idea of what I've done so you understand who you're talking to. So who is this for? And it's important for me to talk about that. So this workshop, just in case you got lost into this into this presentation. So this is for people who want to step into solar, right? They want to make it a business. You want to turn their passion into a business, profitable business, and boost their career. So this is for you, right? So actually with confidence and do that quickly. This is for you. So this will not be for you guys. I also prefer to be upfront. If you just want to get rich quickly, right? And you don't want to invest at all yourself, you don't want to get anything for free, that's, I don't think it's going to be for you. So I'd rather be upfront and honest. So at least you know. Yeah. So that's that. And I say I was always going to make sure that I'm straightforward with you guys. Okay, let's carry on. So what sector you guys are you in? So if you could just type in your chat so I can see who is in the room, because we had about 200 people registering for this one, but I want to know people that are here, because like I said, it's going to be something special at the end for you. But I want to know, so what sector are you part of? What do you do for a living? I just want to have a couple of response here, and then I see. So can you guys type? Oh yeah, Oluwach has shared the Sky News. Hospitality, incumbent developer, brilliant. Somebody else, NGO project management, excellent, excellent, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, that's good. I can see people that are there. So education, excellent, brilliant, guys. So power sector, energy, good. You can see we have a variety here, and that's good. That's what I want to see. Yeah. So I'm sure you have, and you have a number of challenges stepping into the sector, which we're gonna cover. We already mentioned a couple of them already there. So what I want to say that's usually the common myth people will have, that I don't have a technical background, hence I can't become a solo entrepreneur. I have no money at all. I'm not confident. I'm too young, too old. I'm a woman. That's not for me. That's kind of, excuses people give to themselves that they can't do that. But remember, I did say to you that I was in another sector completely different. I didn't know anything about power, right? I had to learn all of it. So what I wanted to say to you guys, that's the first key message that I wanted to understand. You all can achieve in solar if you really want to. And let me repeat, if you really want to, you can achieve in solar. And what we've developed within the company, it's a method called the reverse engineering method, the REM. That's how we call it. And that's what I'm here to demonstrate to you. Yeah. But in a nutshell, what is the REM about? The reverse engineering method. So it's about getting the right background information, so you get a good global view. And then you acquire the basic technical knowledge, right? And then when you understand that your project is financially sound, you can develop a cost-effective approach to develop a project, right? And making sure that it meets some standard. That's what the reverse engineering method is. But let me just illustrate that, because I'm sure when I say that, it may still a little bit blurred for you. You don't really understand what I'm talking about. So what I've seen a lot into the market these days, and if there are some developers here, maybe they can confirm or infirm that, because I'm not saying that I know everything, definitely not. But what I've seen is actually people say, hey, I want to develop a project, right? I'm a developer. So they start working on a project, yeah? And after that, they approach the investor, Mr. Investor, come and fund my project. All of a sudden, they're having all the issue in the world getting that project to be funded, right? And most of the time, what they would have assumed is that that project is going to be serving a particular customer. It could be the utility, the utility company of the country. That's what it's going to do, and the struggle to get it to finance it. But that's not surprising, guys, because there's a number of things that you need to do. Simple principle, business principle that you want to know. What we're saying, and that's the reverse engineering method saying, You want from the get-go start engaging with the investors or the type of people you believe will be investing for your in your project. Understand what do they need as a criteria. You know, what would be attractive for them. Have a precise idea. Who is your customer? Who is your ideal customer? Do you understand who it is? And is it bankable? You want to understand that. Once you have that understanding, then you can work on your project. And that's what we call the reverse engineering method. It's very simple, right? I'm sure you've seen that in many other areas. It's just like in here, sometimes people forget about it. Because what I want to say is when you have a project, money is flowing from two ways. First of all, money comes from the investor, right? But this is not what makes the project sustainable. What makes the project sustainable is the client, the customer that you are having. Because whatever business model that you have, it's only as strong as the revenue, as the strength of the customer that you're having. In another word, his money is getting, the more customer you're having, the more successful your business is, the more you can give your return to your investor, right? So you need to understand that, very important. So the investor will accept to support your business, your project, if he sees a number of element criteria. Like for example, you want to have a good off-taker, a good technology, location, grid, and so on and so forth. And Mr. Off-taker, the customer here, in a nutshell, he needs to be credit worthy, right? So what does that mean? I've listed a number of element here. He needs to have enough revenue, make margin, have asset and liability. You want to have a look at that. This is what is making a strong customer. Once you've understood that, then you're in a better position to build your project, right? And this is what we're saying. So that's what the reverse engineering method is. And talking about project financing, there are different aspects in the project that you want to see to make it financeable. And in fact, I wanted you to listen to one of our partners and friends, Mr. Bala, who is talking about project financing. I hope you're able to hear him.
So coming back to this, the financials for renewable energy is an extremely challenging task. However good you perform in the first part of things, what I told you, without finance, the project cannot see the light of the day. And you need to be extremely prudent in terms of financing structuring, in the sense that you should always ensure that you become wise before the event and not after the event, because we are working in the renewable energy spectrum. If you lose capturing the renewable energy at the given time, that is lost. So you become wise after the event, and you cannot continue perpetually try to become wise after the event. Yeah. I would rather say should become wise before the event. Coming back to the question itself, there are a lot of parameters one should really consider in structuring the financing for the project is concerned from the developer side. The key financial parameters are, one is the project cost, which has to be very competitive. Second is the tariff, commensurating tariff, which has to be competitive in nature. Third is the borrowing cost of the debt, very important. Fourth, what is the kind of the debt equity structuring you would like to do? And the fifth is the tenor of the debt you're talking about. These are 5 important parameters that determine the whole landscape of the financing is concerned. If any one is missing among the 5, then you can be assured that you don't know finance, or you will definitely fail.
Okay, good. So that's Bala giving you 5 key steps that you want to look at to make sure that you can finance your project. So when we talk about REM, there are 4 steps that we have here. The first one, as I say, is to build your local and global knowledge of the industry. If you don't have that, project obviously may fail, right? So we're not talking to you becoming an expert, but you want to have a broader idea, right? Local and global knowledge. That's what is important. So clearly as well, talking about the system, again, like I say, you don't need to be an expert designer, but you need to understand the key component, right? The solar, the inverter, the battery, and so on and so forth. How do they work in broad term? Because then you're able to control what the expert is doing, right? It's good to have an understanding. You want to make sure that you also have a very good approach, criteria that you will put in place to make sure that you attract the investors. That's what, for example, Bala was talking about. If you don't have it, your project won't make sense and nobody will want to invest into it. And as we are talking about a project, then you want to have a structured approach. right? To develop it. What are the different steps that you're doing? And clearly you want to engage with the industry and grow your expertise, right? Connect with them either physically or virtually. But yeah, it's important. So that's what the REM is all about. So that's just a list of people, for example, we talk to in this program. So I'm not going to run those interviews per se, but all I just wanted to say at this stage is that all these guys have a 50-year combined experience, and that's the kind of knowledge and you want to get as quickly as possible to make sure that you can move forward. So just a quick word here about a case study that we had. It's a project in Southern Africa. This young gentleman called Trimol was developing a project in Southern Africa. Everything was good because he's a very brilliant guy, right? Clever. So we brought in an investor, which was obviously Bala in this company was very interested. They were looking to really invest into this project, and last minute everything falls apart. Why? Because Trimor has considered that the off-taker at the time was going to be the utility company of the country. The problem is that utility company doesn't have a very good financial profile, right? And the project failed. Remember what I said. You want to know what the investor wants to see. You want to talk. You want to first engage with your customer to see whether that customer makes sense before you even go further in your project, right? So when we obviously engage with him, we have to restructure everything to make sure that what he was putting in place makes sense. That's an idea of what I wanted to talk to you about. So in short, that's what REM is about. I just summarized that in one slide, but I'm not going to re-talk about that again, right? So why do people then fail? Again, there's a number of things. They don't understand the industry, right? They don't know how to extract the right information. So if we talk about Africa, by the way, I know I've mentioned a lot about African examples here because I believe most of the people join will be looking at this continent for project, whether you're African or not African. However, the knowledge that I'm sharing, you can apply that everywhere and definitely in any emerging market. That I can promise you. For the simple reason that all of this knowledge is a combination of what we see the best practice coming from organizations like ARENA, the International Renewable Energy Agency, or IFC, or Bloomberg. Yeah, that's what we've combined. So I just wanted you to get that clear, right? So there's a number of reasons why people fail, and I've listed some of them here. I'm not going to repeat all of them, but you will see. If you don't select the right customer, your project is a little bit doomed, right? It's good to understand that. We believe there are 4 things that you need. The first thing is you want to have a specialized knowledge. That's what we call the how, right? You also want to have a strategy for your situation. How can I move from where I am to where I want to be? What is the sat-nav, the GPS that's going to take me there? Very important. So what is the plan that I'm putting in place and how can I implement it? Because if it's just a plan and it stays as a plan, obviously you won't go very far, right? I'm sure you understand that. And you clearly have to learn. And the key thing here, guys, is once you learn, then you are able to earn. That you want to understand that. Very, very important. But your why will be determining, definitely, for us. Yeah? Your why. Because when you're embarking into entrepreneurship, you're going to have lots of challenges. And if you're only there for quick money, I'm not saying money, it's good to want to make money. Absolutely, I want to make money, and that's what I'm working for, right? But if you're only there for that, you're gonna struggle. And when the struggle comes, you will run away because you don't have a strong why. My why, right? It's just like I want to contribute, as I said, and bring electrification into Africa, promote renewable energy across the world and make sure that I can leave a better world for my sons, because I have 2 sons, right? So that's what I want to do. And that's just a picture of Nelson Mandela that says that, even if you have a big objective, it always seems impossible until it's done. So, and then I've definitely seen that in my own career, because what I've done so far, the little I've done so far, has been already rewarding, quite rewarding. Hard work, but rewarding. Me in the picture of me in the project I've done in Puerto Rico, in the Americas. So and on the side, right and left, that's a couple of accolades that I had. Obviously, you're not working for that, but it's helping, and it's also showing that you were in a good track. So for you guys, if I ask the question, what is your why, guys? So can you tell me what your why is? Yeah, Why do you want to become a solar entrepreneur? What is bringing you in here? Can you tell me? I want to see a couple of responses. Yeah? Is it just like you have nothing to do today? You say, I'm just going to pop in and see. Well, I can see Daphne. Daphne has joined. Hey, Daphne, great to see you. Good, good. Because you told me you were going to attend. I'm happy to see you. So what is your why, guy? Type in the comment box, please, for me. And Lloyd, maybe you can read that for me as well. I can also see, but you have no why? What is bringing you here, guys? Okay, there's a one courageous guy. I want to mitigate anthropogenic. Oh man, it was too quick. Let me just become alternative. Alternatives extermination. I love it. Learn everything. That's great. Let me just read the first so I had. I want to mitigate anthropogenic climate change, environmental. What's that? Environmental, probably, yeah. Damages. Okay, great. Okay, learn everything. Good. Okay, that's a couple of reasons. That's good. Yeah. Is that one more, or is it just all these Chandel, Musa, and I can't remember the first name, but that's good enough to build a better alternative, contribute to nature along with decent living. Great. This great. Excellent, guys. And as I say, you need a very strong why. And I'm glad to see that you're there. So the question becomes, guys, so there's two essential things that you will need to invest in for you to move forward. You know, you will need time and money. Those two are non-negotiable, guys. You need time. For example, you attending here. You also need money, because I told you it took me about £50,000. Was it dollar and pound? I can't remember. Anyway, a lot of money, you know, to get to where I am, because that's what it is. If we're talking about all the conferences you're going to, or you're talking about sort of a program that you're taking online, you're attending personally, you know, research, a book that you're buying, guys, if you do all the total of that, you will see it's a lot of money that you need to, but it's necessary, right? Because the biggest investment that you can ever make, investment in yourself, because you see the progress. Yeah. So that's what you want to know. So I'm sure I have this question on a regular basis, right? So people asking me, can you mentor me? Even have a gentleman writing to me after he's seen me on Sky News, asking me whether he can, I can mentor him. So obviously, an example, the more than 30 of you here, if I had to mentor everybody, you know, I would just spend my time doing it. And obviously, running a company is difficult to say that. So usually for the mentoring, we're going to charge £1,000 per day or £600 per hour, right? Or if you attend an in-person workshop, you can see what the charge will be. But what I say, because I knew that there was only going to be a number of people that's going to be attending today, I wanted to work out something special for you, right? That's what I say. Who wants to see something special? Yeah, if you type special, then I know that people are motivated. Otherwise, I won't continue, right? So, who's motivated and want to see something special? Type in. Then we'll see. I want moving, guys. If you don't tell me, or maybe nobody want to see anything special. Me. Oh, did that see me? Okay, me. Okay, excellent. Start saying a couple of me's here. Okay, good. So is that only those two who want to see something special? And the guys say, nah, not really me. Oh, still Musa. Oh, good, guys. Excellent, brilliant, guys. Okay, so I'm taking you here because you guys are interested in becoming solo entrepreneur. You want to walk that journey, right? Or maybe you're already there. You want to see how can you improve things. So as I said, so I know what the pathway is. I've shown you what you can do on your own, right, for free. Like I said, I've shown you the different steps that I took, which took me 6 to 7 years. If you want to take that path, that's absolutely okay, by the way. Let me say that, right? But you need to invest time into it and you need to be conscious of what it's going to ask you, right? If you want to be a little bit faster, then that's why I thought I want to put something for you guys so that you understand what it is. So that's why we have the solar developer masterclass, yeah. So that let me just come back here. So in a nutshell, it's about giving you all that knowledge, the background information, a functional knowledge of what the solar PV system is, step-by-step process, and also tool for you to design your project so that we can take you from a complete beginner, that's what this course is talking about, all the way to an advanced. So you have this knowledge and you can start your project straight away once you have this knowledge. So this platform that we build the company is virtual, meaning that any point in time, whenever you want to do it, you can just connect, get through your lesson, get the learning. There's some exercise at time, and then this is how you're making progress. Let me just show you how it look like, right? Because sometimes when I show that, people then ask me, okay, where should I go? When is it? No, guys, it's virtual. So that means once you invest into it, it's for you. You can connect to that anytime. So how it look like is this. So hopefully you're able to see my screen still. Olu, can we see?
Yes, Tony.
Okay, good. So let me just, when you come to the platform, so this is what you see, right? So you can see the three courses here. That's the beginner, that you can see intermediate and advanced. If I go, for example, to the beginners, I open that. So I've logged in just like any one of you will log in, basically, right? So as you can see, you have a description of the course in here. That's just a short welcome video just to tell you what it's going to be about. And you can see all the courses are here. At the moment, obviously, it's unlocked because obviously you need to sign up and buy the course to have access to that. But listen, there is one video that is free to watch, right? So I just had it so that you can have an idea. So if we play that, what do we have? Let's have a look.
About solar resources. I'm excited to see you here. Before we start, it's probably worth me telling you the story really quick of how I got into the industry. In 2008, I was part of the management team of an engineering organization in the UK called Association for Black Engineers. We used to organize events, and that year, we put out an impressive one called The Electrification of Africa. We had brilliant speakers, although I could not remember all their names. One and only one single picture changed my entire career.
Okay, as you can see, that's an example of one video that we had, right? So if you want to have the other one, as I say, you click on that and you need to sign up, obviously. But I just wanted to show you. Now, if I go back, right, and I show you also all the courses that you have on the second module. So you click on that and you see. So as you can see, all of this is on demand. So you can essentially, once you've signed up for the program, you can have access to that whenever you want, right? And you can see this is the second module, for example, the second level, right? You can see all of that. You have the experts podcast here, so which is actually the expert that we were talking about. You can look at their videos. Some of them are actually free, right, to watch. We've done it just to give you an idea. So in short, you have all the lesson in here. You have the supporting document, some bonus document as well, and the expert podcast, right? So this is what you're having, and this is your module 2, the level 2, right? And then again, you have a description here, so you can see it's quite simple. And as I say, it's on demand. So essentially, so whether you're working or not, right? So you play that as and when you need it. So don't ask me, Tony, when do we have the session? When do we have the course? It's on demand. Once you purchase it, it is yours. You do that at your own pace, right? Important to say. And we can see the last course, right? The last level is advanced level, talent level. So if I click on that, I will enter, and then I have all the lessons that are laid out here, right? You see, right? They are all there. As you can see again, the lessons, the supporting documents in here, and then you have again the podcast. As you can see, it's very, very very intense, right? So you have a lot of video that you need to go through and watch. So I just wanted to tell you, so you see everything, it's online. So hopefully that helps you to see how the course is going to be working for you. I just wanted to show you that you can see how it is simple to get the knowledge that you need and how you can manage it at your own pace, right? So I'm hoping that makes sense for you, and that's you'll be quite comfortable with that. You will see there's an additional course in here. This is not part of the Solar Entrepreneurship program because this is a separate course that we have done. And yes, so this course, I will tell you more when you go to the masterclass. I will tell you what this course is all about, right? So, but yeah, this is what our platform look like. So hopefully you're quite comfortable now. Yeah, excellent, great. In a second, but hopefully it makes sense what that platform is, right? So that's what I wanted to show you. So there are different components, just to summarize what you're going to be learning there. So you have the solar resources globally, giving you the knowledge, right, that you need, and also an idea of what the African solar market look like. You know, find out how a solar panel works, because some of you are brand new, they really don't know what it's all about. So the second component is talking about the functional knowledge of a solar PV system. How do they work? Because once we've given you that basic knowledge, you're able to interact with experts and to know how to control the project. Because being a solar developer or solar entrepreneur is a bit like a real estate developer. A real estate developer, he's not the builder, he's not the architect, no. So he's not the guy working on the field. So he's essentially the guy in the middle, putting together the idea, taking the idea from the paper all the way to a physical asset, right? Building a block of flats, block of houses. So it's almost like you take a solar project in the solar industry, you replace your block of housing and flat by a solar plant. So that's what a solar entrepreneur is all about. Hopefully you see the correlation, so the resemblance, right? So, you know, step-by-step process, as I taught you, and that step-by-step process, as I say, I'm going to repeat it again, it's inspired from organizations like IRENA, that you all know about, of the IFC, which is a private sector arm of the World Bank, right? So this is how we've inspired, and also other processes that we've used. And we're going to have some project tools that we're sharing with you, so that the idea is really to equip you with not only the knowledge, but also the tool you need to transform your idea into a reality if you want to jump and start a project, right? So that's what it's all about here. And there's a number of bonuses that we've given you. For example, contract. You know, whatever project you do, there's a number of contracts you're going to be signing, right? For example, the land agreement, you want to get it. The EPC contract, you want to get it. You know, there's many other things that you also want to get. The PPA that you want to sign, you know, essentially the main contract between you, the developer, and the off-taker. You want to get it. So all of that, if you're a solar entrepreneur, you need to see a lawyer to get it done. But what we're saying here is part of the benefit of getting this program, you're getting that, you know, for free. That's a bonus. And we say that we even be quite nice and conservative and say that getting the contract will cost you $3,000 in actual fact, in reality. But in fact, it's probably more than that. If there's some lawyers here, I'm sure you can tell me, right? So basic lawyer is about $250 an hour, $250 an hour, yeah. So you're gonna get a part of it. You're also gonna get some financial model. In normal world, you want to go and talk to a financial advisor to do it for you, unless you have the skills to do it, right? So we're gonna say we give you a template, making sure that you can already use it. You're already operational, and then even when you go and talk to the expert afterward later, he's just gonna correct it because you already have something, right? And then that's what it's all about. The podcast, as I told you, there's a number of them for you to understand. And what we say is, if you look at the value of this course, so you have the different component, even without adding the value of the bonuses, it will cost you about $2,500. So that's what it costs you in that virtual course. I'm sure lots of people will look at that and say, that's great, but I don't know I can afford it at this stage. Guys, that's what I'm saying. I have something special. So hold on. So, but before talking about that, there's 2 additional bonus that I want to just show you for people that are interested to jump into that today, right? And those bonuses, that's the value. Obviously, you're getting that for free when you get. We have built a Facebook group that is operational at the moment. We call it Founding Member Facebook group, because we know that even when people go to a program, they still need some assistance just to make sure that they are moving on the right path, the right way, right? But if you were to do that, on one-on-one, I've shown you what it was going to cost you. But what we're saying that in the program that we put together, we have a closed Facebook group that's only for people that are taking part in the course, where you can go and interact with people that are there, but also ask us questions. This is how we can actually assist you in the way you are developing your project, right? So, and what we say is, this is only for a short time, because when we have 30 people maximum on it, we're not gonna accept more people. At the moment, we probably got something like 10 of us now, right? So that's how we are proceeding. So that's what we put forward for you. On top of that, as I say, you need to know who are your investors. We're saying that we are at least going to give you something you can start with, a list of potential investors, so you already know who you can potentially approach, and you can already research what is that this guy wants to see, what criteria they like to see in place for them to invest into a project, right? Very important, yeah? And we are saying that, you know, those bonuses that we are adding into what we already had in the course, right? The number 4, number 5 is just added in what we already had, the contract, the financial model, and the expert podcast. Yeah, and that's for $2,500, right? So I'm sure you could see that is already interesting. But like I say, I want to make it even more exciting for you, because the idea for me is to say, people who are really interested and want to step in the industry, I want to have them. I definitely want to have them and find a way to do that for you. So we put together an offer which is $899, right? Less than $1,000. You're going to get everything there. Yeah. So that's, we're taking you from a beginner all the way to an expert, and this is what the investment is. So that's just to recap. To recap that. If you ask yourself the question, if this masterclass is allowing me to get the skills that I need to enter in the profession, and to reduce the money, because like I said, it's going to the money and the time, because it's going to take you a lot of time and effort and energy to get that. And I know, even if you're serious with yourself, you can definitely go outside and check. You will see that to get the knowledge you need to become a solar developer, it's not an easy piece. It's not easy to find it. Yeah. And I've took inspiration from my own journey, what other people have done, to make sure that I can create a pathway for people to join it. Yeah. So that's what we're saying. You're going to save a lot of time. And I can promise you, people are already doing that. You will see, because I have a couple of testimony I want to share with you. This definitely saving a lot of time. Yeah, doing it. Yeah. So let me just talk about one of them right now. So that's Cedric. So you can hear what Cedric has to say.
Well, when I finally decided that I wanted to progress, yeah, and to move to the next step in my quest to get into the renewable energy business or sector, as I said previously, I had the technical knowledge, but I still had a lot of gaps here in my understanding of the sector. So, well, I had to look for someone for a company that could help me fill that gap. Yeah. I definitely like the structured approach. I really liked the training, in the sense that, well, what I was looking at, I received it. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. The knowledge I was trying to acquire, I obtained it. Yeah. We talked about the business side, we talked about the financial side, we talked about project structure, we talked about how to make a project sound for investment, and that's for external investors. So for me, I think it was really interesting. Well, the first result I had was gaining knowledge when I started putting that the first project together. Yeah. So I got as far as I could. I think, and for me, that was tangible results. Yeah. But yes, if you want to do something, you need to go ahead. Yeah. You need to progress it and get to it. So and I can't see the confidence side in me because I'm living. I'm just living it. Yeah. I'm just doing what I have to do to progress. I have an idea in mind is to contribute to the development of Africa. Yeah. But what I can advise is that you can do a lot of stuff by yourself, but it will take you a long time. Yeah. Just taking my experience as or my journey. Yeah. I started looking at this 6 years ago, but it took me 3 years to get to you. Yeah. Or 2 or 3 years to get to you. Yeah. And I think that if I kept on working by myself or self teaching myself, it probably would have taken me a lot more time. Yeah. People should try and go to and approach people who have the experience and the knowledge that they want to acquire. You'll definitely fast forward their projects or their dreams or what they're trying to achieve. Yeah.
Okay, so that was Cedric. I think we worked together 2 or 3 years ago, and then obviously when he came to me, obviously he had already knowledge, some technical knowledge, but didn't really know how to build a project per se, right? So, but fast forward now, he's running a company and developing project in Central Africa. And the good thing that you want to know is also now expanding into West Africa, which is a great success story for us, definitely, and very pleased to see that. So at this stage, as I say, that's what the great offer here is. 899 with all those bonuses I've laid out for you. And I've just shown you what he has done for one of the guys. So we're just going to wrap in the next 10 minutes. So please do stay with me because I definitely want to hear your question and answer that. Yeah. But as you can see, that's the link to take advantage of the masterclass right now. Some people may tell me, okay, I prefer to go for the step-by-step way because I don't have the investment right now to go for the full course. Then remember, you can still do that on a step-by-step process, starting by the beginner, then the intermediate, and the advanced. And the second link here is for people who want to take advantage of the beginner just right now. So we have a discounted price here for you. But obviously, if you want to get access to all those bonuses, all those support that we have, the special offer is the one to go for. So, and what we also say is, we want to really incentivize people who are interested, right? So that's why we created what we call fast action crazy bonuses. Yeah. So I'm hoping who want to hear about that. So hopefully lots of you. So the first one, I said, if I have to, to do a one-on-one, we call it $1,500 right, per day. But what I'm saying, because I definitely want to create a pathway for people who are interested, right? Because we want to build here an army of solar developers for the continent because we need it. So I'm happy to have 2 mentoring calls with all the people that are joining, right? One at the start and one towards the end, where I can give you a bit more guidance, an hour each of those mentoring calls to give you an idea how you can really take it forward, and we can look at your specific case. I'm happy to do that. On top of that, we also want to do like a group session. We already ran one of it, and people were delighted because what we're going to talk about here is project finance, break it down for you. So some of you may not understand what it's all about, but you need to know that for those infrastructure projects and power projects, about 80 to 90% of them are actually funded through this mechanism, project finance. So if you're going to be a solar entrepreneur, you want to understand it. So basically what we're saying, we create a session, it's a 2-hour session where we're breaking it down for you. We bring expert who's going to tell you in detail how it works and what it's all about, right? So Mbala is one of the experts that we mentioned. There's another one as well. And the second session, that's separate, another 2-hour session where we have a detailed description of how the technical design works. That's what I'm saying. Even if you don't have a background, we're giving you what you need to get that knowledge, that functional knowledge. So you're going to talk to experts, ask them questions, and get out of it. And you can see the value we believe of it. In fact, we've always been very, very conservative with that because we believe it's worth a lot more. And I'm sure you would agree with that, right? So that's why we say we're including that as a fast action bonus. And the third one, and I'm very excited by this one, is basically we're gonna show you how you can fundraise and how you can reach out to investors directly. Because nowadays, if you wanna reach out to investors, I'm sure you're gonna talk to some advisor who's gonna, introduce you to investors if your project is good, and they're gonna charge you along the way. I'm saying here, we're gonna show you some trick, which is what we've used when we were starting renewables in Africa. How you can engage directly with them, meaning that you cut the middleman and you go directly there. So isn't it exciting, guys? Basically, we're showing you how you can get in touch with people with the money, right? So that we're gonna have another special session in that, and that's one of the fast action bonuses. So this is what we're saying. And to make it even more exciting, what we say here is we had a special offer, which is the $899 one, right? But we even want to go further, guys. But that's really for 24 hours only for people who are really interested. We have the Ria Crazy offer. And this is, one second, let me just finish that. So crazy offer, which is $499, right? But that's only for 24 hours. And what we're saying, you're going to have all of that. You're going to have the course. Let me just go, yeah? We're going to have the course. You're going to have all the bonuses, from 1 to 5, and all of that for $499. So I'm sure you will agree with me. That's clearly exciting. I'm actually excited for you. So people say, okay, I don't want to spend anything. I just want to have it for free. Hey, as I say, you need to invest time and money. However, if you're saying that you want to find a way, what I'm saying is, okay, if you refer us to 2 people who are investing at the $899 price, yeah, we give it 100% cash back. That's what we can do for you. That's just another lady we're working with. She's also very, very happy about what she's getting now. That's just one of the testimonials that she had. But I want to just listen to this lady who, she's interesting because she has a different background. By the way, Anande as well has a different background. She wasn't technical at all. Same for Kami. And you probably want to listen to what Kami has to say. It's a very quick one, and then we can wrap up.
Hello. I believe at this stage of the workshop, you all know what a solo entrepreneur does, and I bet you're curious about where to start. What do you need to know? What partnerships you require and where you can find them, right? As in any venture, nascent or one in which you have no experience, there are lots of unknowns and guesses. I believe the masterclass is a great cheat sheet to step into this industry, different from purely technical knowledge and purely textbook knowledge. Entrepreneurship is about possibilities, what's practical out there. The masterclass is about equipping you with the expertise and the knowledge to be a solo developer, regardless of your background. It's important to know where and what to look out for. And for me, with a background in finance, I was not sure how I could even fit in the industry. I found the masterclass to be a guide that helped me figure that and focus my efforts towards what's critical and practical.
Okay, let me just stop it here. So I know the sound is a bit low, but hopefully you were still able to hear a little bit. In a nutshell, obviously, Kami has a purely financial background, but she definitely want to step into the industry. Didn't know how to do it, where to go. And obviously, since she's taken the masterclass, she's delighted because she's seen a lot of things and she's not able to apply that into project. And you can see her confidence level is definitely different. So yeah, if you're interested, that's the process. You go to when you click on the link that my team would have put on the comment box. If they haven't done it, please do so. You click there, right? It takes you, and then you can, let me just go back. You click there, obviously you fill up the details, and there you go. And after, we will contact you to give you your login details, right? Oh, by the way, if people, I always have a couple of people that say, I want to have, how can I say that? Finance option, basically pay installment options. So in one of the links that the guy have sent, my team, if you're interested by that, you just let us know, fill up that form, and we can give you a link where you can have two installment, right? So if you're interested, but obviously the best thing is just to go for that right away. A couple of questions before I open the floor. You know, that's kind of question people usually will ask me, what if I don't have a technical solar background? I'm hoping I've shown you how we bring you up to speed, you know, with what the industry is looking for you to move forward. I'm not confident. It's only come through the knowledge and the practice that you put together. If I'm working full time, guys, like this is a virtual training platform, meaning that, you know, once you've invested in the program, you can take it anytime, anywhere, as long as you have a connection, right? You can even use your mobile phone, right? So you can take it at midnight, you can take it at lunchtime, you can take it at 6 o'clock in the morning. It's up to you because it's there. So you organize it the way you want to do. And by the way, once you invest into the platform, it's for you forever, pretty much. Yeah. As long as the platform exists for you. So having a full-time job, it's not a problem because we understand, because even me, when I started developing an interest, I had to organize myself, you know. So yeah, so other question, don't have enough money. You want to be creative. One way you could do it, it doesn't necessarily favor us as a company. One way you could do it, you can have, let's say, a partner, and you both investing in one account. So that means you're sharing the account, meaning that if you invest in $500, you end up each paying $250. That's the way you're going to do it. Obviously, for me, it's not the best solution for me because as a company making less money. But I'm showing you what you can do to expand your thinking. If you want to get somewhere, it's about how do you expand your thinking. What if I don't have a company? You can do that and go and work for somebody else's company. Want to set it up, right? So that's, yeah. What if I've started, I'm stuck? Because I've seen in the comments somebody saying that he's already on his way. You've seen the example of Trimo in Southern Africa, who was stuck. As I say, once we told him what is the best way to approach it, that was helpful for him to sort of unlock the blockage that he has, right? So that's what I wanted to cover. I think at this stage, I've covered everything I needed to cover. I'm hoping people are excited, right? Because as I say, if you want to be a solar developer, solar entrepreneur, I really, really challenge you to come up with a program that's going to give you all this content, all this support over time for a crazy $500. If you find it, please let me know. Please let me know, because I'm very much confident. And the reason I've done it, let me tell you why. I've done it because I wanted to make it accessible for anybody in the world who really want to step into the industry. I wanted to make it accessible. That's why I've said that even people that say, I want to hire you for free. First of all, guys, I don't think that's the right mentality. But even though, as I'll say, you bring two people that can buy it, you get it for free. Yeah. So that's why I say, if you really want to step into industry, guys, you will hardly find something better out there. If you do, please let me know. So yeah, I'm done here. And then I'm open for questions. And I'm hoping there are loads of questions. So how are we doing with questions? So hopefully you guys have enjoyed.
Okay,
so
thanks, Tony.
Yep.
Great presentation. Guys, feel free to ask questions, and we'll be more than happy to respond.
Okay.
So there's a question from Emily Ochanda and Musa Kiema. They're more or less the same. So this is the question: what is the time frame for completing all the modules for the masterclass?
Okay.
So it's more or less the same. Musa is asking about the timeline. So what is the time frame for completing all the modules for the masterclass?
Yeah. Okay, guys, the time frame is entirely up to you, right? Because I say once you have the framework, okay, it's more or less between 20 and 30 hours course, depending how fast or slow you are, right? Then you can decide that I'm really hungry. I want to crack it into a week. You can get it done. But most likely, I know people, because they're working, they're doing some other thing, it may take them 3 to 6 months. But that's because they need to manage a number of commitment around it. But it's a 30-hour course, more or less. Yeah. So that's to give you an idea of what it is. So you can do that pretty fast if you wanted to. But obviously, to assimilate some of the notion, you probably want to watch some of those classes more than once, and just go through it and work through a couple of examples and see really how it's applied. So that's the response to that question. Hopefully that helps, Emily.
Okay, thanks, Tony. The other question is from Musa again,
Yeah.
and is asking about the videos. Are there interactions actually? Meaning, are there live interactions, and are some of the videos pre-recorded?
Yeah. So the video in the course are all pre-recorded, so they are there available for you. But where you have the interaction, this is where you have the Facebook group, where I'm saying we've created a channel, a back channel for you. When you have practical questions, either on your project or on the course, you want to ask, you can go and ask there. We will respond. And in fact, from time to time, I will do a live video on the Facebook group, right? And then you can see, you can ask questions. So that's the way you can do that. Beside that, Renewables in Africa, the way we are structured, we are a media platform, but we are also an engineering company. We are the two together. As a media platform, we have a number of channels, and we are very active, for example, on our YouTube channel, where we have regular video that we are releasing now, right? So we're doing our best to get some free information out there. But as you know, as I say, I will also do you a disservice if I'm telling you that you can get everything for free. No, you will never get that. Like I said, that's not the right mentality, especially if you're an entrepreneur. It's almost like say I want to get everything for free, but my customer, I want them to pay. Customer will ask you the same thing. Can I get everything for free from you? You will say no, right? So let's be also open and honest. However, what I say is, how can I make it accessible to anybody in the world? That was really our thinking, especially anybody in the continent of Africa. Because if it's affordable in Africa, it will be affordable everywhere in the world. So that's what we come up with. So hopefully I have responded to that question. They are pre-recorded. They are live interaction on the on Facebook group. It's a closed Facebook group. It's not open for anybody else except people that are taking the course. And then, like I say, it's already up and running. We already have a couple of sessions as well with experts, and I can tell you, people there, they are very happy so far, as far as I'm concerned. Beside that, we have channel, we have YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. There's a number of ways you can reach out to. But obviously, people that have invested into the program, they would tend to be our priority because we know that these are our guys, right? So
yeah. Okay, thanks, Tony. Just to add on top of what Tony has mentioned, we do also have live sessions with the experts once in a while, the likes of Bala from Solon. So you'll have the opportunity of interacting with these top experts live. It's not only a matter of having pre-recorded videos, but you'll also get an opportunity of interacting with this top expert. I think in the beginning of the workshop, Tony mentioned or spoke about 3 guys whom you even shared the photos. So those are some of the guys, the likes of Bala, Cedric. You'll be able to meet, interact. If you have any questions, you'll be able to ask and they'll answer them then. So these are some of the things that you'll be able to have in place and also enjoy. So it's not only pre-recorded videos. I hope Musa have been able to tackle your questions correctly.
Okay, so is there any other question?
Guys, feel free to ask questions. There's another one. What projects are you working on? What has been your biggest project to date? Sorry.
Okay, so as a company, so we are much more involved into CNI, which is commercial industrial project, right? So for private customer. At the moment, so we can't talk too much about the project per se because prospect and clients, they prefer to keep privacy around that. but I can give you countries. We currently have project in Cameroon, Kenya, and Mozambique. Those are the ones we're looking at. And before, we've had Nigeria, Ghana, right? So that's just to give you an idea. And now, if you're talking about the size of the project that we are dealing with, our preference is to do commercial industrial. So this is anything between 20 megawatt all the way down to half a megawatt. Having said that, so we also engage in more as an advisory capacity on a project of 100 megawatts in Southern Africa. Again, I can't mention the country. So that's just to give you an idea. Hopefully, I've also responded to that question. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Tony. I hope Musa, you're satisfied. So, guys, anyone with a question before we wrap up?
I think I can see a few more questions, isn't it? So, by the way, guys, so you can see those links, including we have our WhatsApp group. People want to join our WhatsApp group, feel free to do so. The link is there. The YouTube, you want to subscribe, please do so. That'd be great. So like I said, that's a way as well to get some good and free course. Or any scholarship for RIA, I can see. Guys, unfortunately, we don't give scholarship because we're not an organization allowed to give scholarship at this stage. We absolutely private company, right? However, what I do, as I say, we giving you options we make it affordable for anybody, and I've given you an idea how you can make it more affordable by partnering with somebody to invest into the cause, but we don't get the scholarship. And also, my personal advice to you guys, I think as coming from Africa, myself being an African, it's also important for us to walk away from this idea of just scholarship. And it's about how can I get creative to get what I want, right? It's good to encourage the grant whenever they are available, but it shouldn't be. When we start thinking about that, we will miss out lots of other opportunities. This is what I'm saying. We should walk away from that thinking. That person, what I strongly believe. So otherwise, that's why it's keeping up, still, and glued into things that we want to get away from, because we're always thinking of, yeah, I need help. No, you can help yourself. You just have to be clever. How can I do it? So so we don't give a scholarship. That's a response. Unfortunately, guys, this is not what we do here. But we give opportunities. We create opportunities for people that are in our circles, for sure. What other question I can take here? So I think Musa was asking, any completed project, one completed project? Yes, Musa, among what I've mentioned to you. So there are projects that we've done, we've completed, or we've taken. Remember, part of the job that we were doing is, for example, in Cedric, is helping people to set up and build their project. So in that sense, for example, yes, we've completed the project. So because you need to understand as well, what is the service, what is being provided. So it's a little bit like, give you an example. It's a little bit like if you say that I'm going to go and talk to a lawyer because I'm setting up a project. You ask the lawyer for a specific set of services. The lawyer delivers that to you. Whether you yourself going to go and complete your project, it's not a lawyer's business anymore, because he's done what you wanted him to do for you, right? And then it's up to you to get everything else done. So this is also what you need to see and appreciate. Hopefully that's addressed your question. So let me just go. I just want to see that I have not missed any other question. So okay. So okay. I responded. Give me a scholarship now, since I don't have. To be honest, I believe I've responded to that already. So, by the way, guys, I think all of us, if we, like I said, if we keep that thinking, we never have money. And let me put it that way. So that's another way to look at that. If it's $500, if you look at that, that's about less than $2 per day, right? So I'm sure there are ways to look at that. So anyway, Any other question? I just want to make sure that I respond to that. No. Yeah. Oluwa, do you have any more questions? Or it looks like people are. Melanie, I can see Melanie raise her hand. So we can actually unmute her if it's possible. Can you unmute? Because I think we still have, yeah, that's a good 5-7 minutes. So I can see Melanie raise her hand. So if you can unmute her, so I'm happy to take a question.
Hi, Tony. Thank you for the presentation. I came late,
No
but
problem.
actually posted the question that you didn't see. That's why I raised my hand. So my question was, what do you do with people who are mostly interested with partnership? Do you do something? Is there any project for such interest?
What do you mean by partnership exactly? Because there's
but like when I say partnership, let's say, for example, maybe you have a project and you're looking for, like, for example, I know you're talking about entrepreneurship, like starting from scratch to build something, but let's say I just want to be a partner of a project. Like, do you offer such a things, like as a company, do you have project that people can join as a partner, or it's only that you just train people to be their own, boss? I mean, I want to know if there's also an option of.
Yeah. So the one thing that let me respond to that. I see what you're asking, and if I remember in one of the questions that or maybe you were not there at the time when that I addressed. So when you get the knowledge, it also allows you to be a good team member, team player, a potential partner. Because how is the partner going to be useful to me or to any other company if the partner doesn't understand what the business is all about? So that's what I would say. And naturally speaking, as you work with people, you get people that you have trained. Later on, if they are projects, naturally you will turn towards them if they could be, if the opportunity to get them involved into it. Absolutely. But it's even stronger when you know that, oh, this person knows how to work according to the right standard. Because what I'm saying here, people that are working on projects in Africa, this is not, we don't have a shortage on that. But any strong, good investor will tell you having, how can I say that, strong projects, bankable projects, that's the term used, finding them is very, very difficult because a good, large proportion of people developing projects, unfortunately, do not do it the right way. So that's why they are struggling to find either partners, because why am I going to go and engage with somebody I know doesn't approach the project the right way? I know I'm going to be spending a lot of time and potentially money in, so first of all, rearranging everything and then do everything myself, right? So you know that already. So if your time is limited, which for most of the people, time is limited because they engage in many other things, they rather go and partner people that know what they are doing. So this is what I'm saying. So yes, it's the reason we talked about people that start from scratch, because I would say that's the let's say I wouldn't say the worst case scenario, but this is, I would say, the much more comprehensive approach, whereby somebody has no experience, take it to somewhere. Now, if you start somewhere in the middle, obviously it's going to be faster for you. Now, once you get it, you have now the choice to do it all by yourself. You have the choice to join somebody in an enterprise and do it together, or you have the choice to simply be an employee. So that's, but at the end of the day, you still need that knowledge. You still need to know. For me, as I was getting myself trained, right, I didn't go and work for me directly. I first worked with some other people. But I know that you can also work directly for yourself if you want to. It's all about having that right approach, rubbing shoulders with the right people, and knowing how to move forward. So hopefully that responds to your question.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Good, good. So is there any other questions? Yeah. So I was just gonna say, I'm hoping that people that attended, by the way, thank you as well. And another thing I wanted to say, you see, for example, this workshop, hopefully you've learned a couple of things. For example, I've shown you one way of doing it completely for free. It just is going to take you lots of time. But what I wanted to say is actually that where I was talking about time and money, look at even today, I told you about 200 people signed up for the course, right? The maximum we had here was something like 30, 35. You can see the large majority of people, even when something is free, they don't turn up. That's what I'm saying. Whether you like it or not, you need to understand when you pay, you actually pay attention. That's how things are. Yeah, because you know you have invested something into it. But if you approach it with the mentality, I just want to get something for free, I'm telling you, or I just want to get somebody to fund me for me to get the knowledge, I can promise you, you know, the opportunities could be quite limited for you, right? You got to invest time and money, non-negotiable for those two. So whether for this project for or any enterprise where you want to go to, you will see. You will see. It's very, very rare to say that I do nothing, but everything's just gonna, yeah. And that I'm just sharing my honest opinion. Obviously, lots of you are entitled to think differently, and that's absolutely okay. But hopefully you've learned a lot today. And hopefully you follow us on different social media channels, subscribe on YouTube, right? Come into our WhatsApp group and participate, because people, they join and after they say nothing. Participate. And then, and like I say, if you really want to step into the sector, do something about it. Do something about it. Get this knowledge, do something about it that's going to commit you. Because if you don't do that, yes, you will get the knowledge. By the way, guys, knowledge is not power, right? That's a misconception. Knowledge is potential power. Knowledge is only becoming power once you apply it. If you don't apply, you forget. Yeah. So, yep. So that's what I had to say. So I'm very much hoping that lots of you would jump on the crazy offer. It's for 24 hours, right? So if you want to have further conversation because there's one or two things that you still want to know, no problem. I think you have those link, those application form. Drop us your detail, or even here, send us a message, and then we can reach out to you and discuss. But I'm hoping lots of you will jump on the offer. We are more than happy and excited prospect of welcoming some of you in the program. So I'm just going to play a couple of minutes for 5 minutes, and after that, we're going to close. Yeah. So, but apart from that, guys, it was a pleasure for me to have you today, and I wish you a good end of the day.